Hey everyone, welcome back to the Grandstand Brief. It's Tom here, and I've got one question on my mind. Is McLaren entering a title fight with itself? Today's stories all point to something we've been dancing around for weeks, and it's time we talk about it. So let's start with the obvious spark. Did Miami show us that Oscar Piastri races Verstappen differently than Lando Norris? The short answer? Yeah. The long answer? Absolutely. Watching the onboards back, Piastri's body language behind Max was more assertive, more confident, almost like he had nothing to lose. Norris, on the other hand, tends to give Verstappen a little more margin. Not because he's scared, but maybe because he's calculated, strategic. And that contrast says a lot. Oscar's hungry, and it's starting to look like he might be more than just a future contender. He's here now. Which brings me to something that Martin Brundle said that kind of hit hard. McLaren may have to make an earlier choice in the Piastri-Norris title battle. Yikes! Because the one thing every team dreads is when both drivers are too good. Don't get me wrong, it's a great problem to have. But when you're in the hunt and both your guys are tripping over each other trying to prove who's top dog, that's where it gets dicey. We've seen it before. Hamilton vs. Rosberg, Vettel vs. Webber, even Charles and Seb for that hot minute at Ferrari. McLaren's going to have to walk a very fine line between equal treatment and strategic reality. And if they don't decide early, the track will do it for them. Now let's zoom out and look across the grid. Who's winning the teammate head-to-head so far? Early season numbers are revealing. Sainz is giving Leclerc real heat again. Russell's edging Hamilton in quali, but still splitting race days. And Alonso? Holding his own. But Stroll's surprisingly closer on pace than people give him credit for. The biggest surprise, though, Piastri and Norris are neck and neck. Even if the points don't reflect it, the session-by-session breakdown is tight. Oscar's not just pushing Lando, he's matching him in key moments. And that's where the psychological pressure starts to build. Because now, every qualifying session feels like a statement. Every overtake is a message. And just in case you were wondering why this battle matters so much, new data just dropped, revealing McLaren's real advantage this season. It's not just about downforce or straight-line speed, it's efficiency. The numbers show that McLaren is running tighter lines and maintaining more stable corner entry speeds than Red Bull on certain tracks. Basically, they've found the sweet spot between aggression and balance, and that's allowing them to maximize stints while staying easy on the tires. It's subtle, but deadly. Now, if we're talking subtle versus loud, let me shift to something that was anything but subtle this weekend. Kimi Antonelli's sprint pole. Wow! Even Jenson Button said it blew his mind. And when someone like Button is that impressed, you know it's legit. Antonelli's still a teenager, but he's handling pressure like someone who's been here for years. That lap, it was fearless, composed, borderline absurd. I don't want to overhype too early, but if he keeps this up, we're not just talking future star. We're talking future problem for every team who didn't pick him up first. So yeah, today's episode, it's all about emergence. Piastri stepping out of Norris's shadow. Antonelli showing he's not waiting for permission. And the whole grid shifting into prove-it mode as the season really starts to take shape. That wraps it for today's Grandstand Brief. I'm curious. Should McLaren choose between Piastri and Norris this early? Is Antonelli the real deal? And who's your surprise teammate MVP so far this year? Hit me up with your takes. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so we can hang out again tomorrow at the next checkered flag. Catch you then.